Hi everyone, welcome back to Listen Up with Simran Isha, where we dive into real conversations about life, personal growth, and everything in between. Today, we have an exciting episode lined up for you, so turn up the volume and listen up.
Welcome back to today's episode of Listen Up with Simran Isha.
Finally, Simran, we get to meet. 5 months in the making of this episode, and we are meeting today for the first time. I'm so happy we
Honestly,
can do this.
I'm so excited and I'm touching Isha this
This is
episode
happening.
today. I can't believe it's happening because we have been online friends for the longest time.
2 years now.
2 years now, and we have finally met. We've been doing the podcast for so many months now, and we are here and we are meeting and we are interacting. How does it feels unreal?
Oh,
right?
it does.
And in some weird way, it felt like I've known you for so long.
I know. मतलब मैं आपसे मिली हूँ. I did not feel I'm meeting you
I
for the
know,
first
right?
time
Yeah.
because we had so much conversation and such good conversations, healthy conversations. I just know you. I feel I know you.
Aww.
And I think this is the best time for us to meet also because this is the Women's Week. 8th March is the Women's Day.
Yeah.
So I think this is the best time for us to meet, connect, and record this episode for everybody listening. So I guess everybody who was waiting for us to meet also, my friends have been telling me, when are you going to meet her? So here I am meeting her.
We're here,
Yeah.
we're in the same city, and
Yeah.
we're doing this in between all our hectic schedules, and
Yeah.
I'm like, we're gonna record an episode today somehow.
Yeah, definitely. हम मिल रहे हैं क्यों नहीं होगा?
क्यों नहीं होएगा? Exactly. And it's Women's Month, and I feel like every month is Women's Month.
For us too, it's every month.
But yeah, I think today's episode, or what we were discussing before we even started recording, was all about embracing our authenticity and
Yes.
who we are, right?
Exactly.
And I think a big part about becoming a woman or becoming that from a girl to a woman is becoming authentically, unapologetically happy with yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
Believing that whatever you are is good enough and just accepting it as a whole. क्योंकि मुझे लगता है 20s के हर साल में, मेरी बेस्ट फ्रेंड भी ये बात बोलती है, 20s के हर साल में एक साल हम अपने आप को एक्सेप्ट करते जाते हैं. कोई ना कोई ऐसी चीज है अपने बारे में जो you accept the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Not just the good.
Yeah.
Like the good and the bad you start accepting about yourself. And then by the time you turn 30, वो जो एक fear होता है कि यार I'm turning 30 because it's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a big number. पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है once you turn 30 that fear is off and then you're like now I know who I am again and now I can just be. I don't want to just follow any trend or just try too much. वो वाली energy खत्म हो जाती है and you just start accepting.
Honestly, and I genuinely feel like, I always had this thing that when I was younger, ki 30, matlab, oh my God, you're an auntie now, you're
No.
adult now. And then I realized, no, I'm turning 30 and I'm still just starting my life.
But this is still
There's
starting.
so much to do.
I know.
There's so many things
I
to
know.
happen, and that's fine. Like
so
you don't
many
need
chapters to
have,
unfold now.
Life doesn't end at 30,
30.
it begins at 30, and
Yeah,
that was the biggest misconception
Of
that
course.
I had.
It begins at 50, 60, 40, whatever age, anybody is. But हम लोग इस एज में हैं हम because we started the podcast with this idea कि you embrace your 20s
Yep.
and navigate them and then you embrace turning 30 and I think that idea is just becoming easier in my head with every passing day.
That's lovely.
Yeah, although I'm still 2 years to 30. I'm not 30 yet, but I'm still reaching there. But हाँ, 25 पे जब हम turn हुए थे, मैंने I think पहले भी एक बार बोला हुआ है. There was a certain level of gravitas, and then me and my best friend, because we have these conversations a lot, we started wondering 30 पे कैसा लगेगा? 5 सालों में इतना क्या change हो जाएगा कि हमें 30 में कैसा लगेगा? Now I realize ऐसा लगेगा कि तुम्हें किसी के लिए कुछ करने का मन नहीं करेगा. मतलब यार, I think women in my life, mama, the women I've seen older than me, they are like the perfect example of this. जिन्होंने मुझे ये समझाया है कि यार you just accept who you are and सामने वाले आसपास वाले उस हिसाब से ना ढलने लग पड़ेंगे. They'll start adjusting that.
Yes, and I think that is like a big learning of as you grow up
Yes.
and become a woman.
बहुत टाइम लग जाता है as a girl ये समझने में कि you are okay, you are जैसे आप हो वो सही है क्योंकि सोसाइटी आपका दिमाग भरती रहती है you have to change, this is missing in you, this is something that you work on. I have started understanding कि while I'm working at things I'm still okay and I think that's a very recent thing that I've started accepting about myself.
Yeah. And I love what you said about like how you treat yourself or how you look at yourself is how the world will look at you.
Oh, yes.
I will never forget, there was this, I was probably young, maybe 15, 16. I think you and I have discussed, we've always been aware of our color and
Yes,
stuff like that.
exactly.
And I was watching an episode of Mindy Kaling, and she was, I think, on the Jimmy Fallon show or something.
Okay.
She obviously is dark in complexion. She's Indian by origin, blah, blah, blah. And she went on the show, and if you see her characters in The Office or she's the Mindy Project or whatever, they're always the most sassy, I love myself, I'm so beautiful and confident. And she's not a stereotypically beautiful, you know, like
I get it.
what the media portrays as a
Exactly.
beauty, right? And I remember on the show, they were like, oh, how are you so confident? And she's like, I always get so weird when people ask me this question, because why shouldn't I be? Like, who decides that only a good-looking person has the, you know, the ability to be confident?
Only a good-looking person, according to your head, is allowed to be, you know, confident.
And she's like, what does that even mean? Like, just because, I mean, you know, I'm happy with myself. So, like, she gets asked all the time, how are you so, like, you know, that people are astonished that she's confident.
Oh, that reminded me of
You know?
something.
It's kind of like a rebellion.
Exactly.
If you are, you know, not the stereotype and still confident about yourself.
Priyanka Chopra also quoted something like that, but that was about accents. So, or maybe it was Aishwarya. I don't remember which actress, but the conversation was that somebody asked her, "How are you so good in English?"
Oh, yeah.
And then she was like, "But why would I not be? Because that's the image in your head, not my reality."
Yeah.
And I think I understand that now. जब मैं ऐसी चीजें पहले सुनती थी ना, they were empowering to the point. Wow, I love these women, so it's empowering. Now I relate to them on a different level.
Because they are just accepted themselves.
Exactly.
And we've also reached that place. Or, I mean, it's always going to be a journey.
Yes, but yeah, we're there. We're on that process. I agree with you.
And I think like if you change that dialogue of how people see you, everything else changes as well.
Oh yes.
You know?
मतलब अपनी perception लोगों के दिमाग में हमने ही बनाई हुई है. ये हमें पता ही नहीं है.
It's like when you get like a bad pimple on your face. You know, you walk into school, you know the pimple is there. Nobody else will bring it up or blah, blah, blah. If you go around doing your day without caring, nobody is going to also. They might say it, oh, something happened on your face.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't, they wouldn't make a whole conversation about it or talk bad. And
Unless
you start, oh shit, I have a pimple.
Well, I can't come to school today. Yeah, you know, you become that girl.
You become so conscious about having that one issue with yourself.
That's with everything.
You know?
I think it's not the pimple. It's
Exactly.
with everything. Every bit of your personality. Okay, I have been insecure about my color. I've been very open about that because I have been told that my color is not the color it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And growing up in North India, I think that is, you know, one thing that I've learned ki, okay, fair girls are pretty, okay? I've heard. Not learned, but yeah, I've heard. Somewhere I started believing. Uske baad my mom, you know, then we had these conversations, healthy conversations about it. And then now eventually I'm at a place where like, I am pretty as it is. And it's not about the color anymore. I work on my body. I take care of my diet. I take care of everything around me. And I feel good in my skin. I feel good in myself. Very comfortable now. So even if on some days my color is not as fair as the next girl to me, it doesn't matter to me now.
Exactly.
And it's taken me time to get there. But now I am in that space. But that's just one part of it. And वो मुझे पिंपल वाली बात आपकी बहुत ज़्यादा resonate कर रही है कि यार वो color वाली conversation मैंने ही बड़ी कर रखी थी.
Exactly. Like for me, the same thing. I suffered with a lot of acne as a kid growing up. I never liked makeup. I learned makeup because of two reasons. Number one, I was a dancer and a performing artist, so I had to learn how to put my own makeup. Number two, I had acne all over my face. So the best way, what to do with acne, cover it up.
Makeup.
So recently, like last 1 week, I was literally walking around with no makeup on my face. Yes, I've taken a lot of work on my face. It's cleared up, but there are still marks and things like that. But I was not conscious at all because I'm like, you know what? I'm happy with my own skin.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what, and I literally, when I was happy and glowing, people came and being like, you know what, you look really nice.
Yeah, people come up to you and tell you you're
oh,
glowing.
this make, you know, oh, you look better without makeup. Why do you do? And you know, I'm just like, oh.
Wow.
It's like I didn't feel comfortable and I needed to learn to get comfortable with
Exactly.
it. You know?
I think that's the theme of this episode. I think we're only talking about being comfortable. And we are pretty comfortable today, you know, sitting and chilling. Wow. Wow.
Chilling space today.
Chilling space, yes. Chilling headspace, chilling in the literal space also.
I know, right? I think because also I feel like at ease today talking with you on screen without feeling like, you know, we're in two different cities. We're in the same...
I think I love that we have, got that time to know each other, because today it not feel like a task कि हम लोग मिल रहे हैं. Like we start shooting like this.
Yeah.
It was that easy for us.
Absolutely.
So that was the homework we needed to meet before.
But I think that's also to do with, I think there's an empowering thing which comes with women, which is also, I know usually women are associated with a lot of competition. Or jealousy,
yes.
Usually they say, oh, women are very competitive, or they are jealous or insecure. I feel true womanhood is also celebrating each other for whatever we bring to the table.
Exactly.
Like you and me we had no, like when we met, there was no like, oh, this or that or this. It does not matter, because we look beyond all those things with each other. And I think now, even more, I love girls.
Oh, I love girls.
And that's become a thing now, because I see everywhere I go, when I'm in a washroom, I don't have my lipstick, a girl gives it to me.
I know.
When I'm out and my dress is not, like bent a little, and a girl comes like, oh, fix that. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's so beautiful, because women today are really changing. I feel
that conversation.
What do you say, scarcity mindset of the women is gone. I feel. Abhi aisa hai ki we are all together, we are all women, we all are here in this together. And I feel this way more in the last, few years with the new woman that has come out.
Exactly. I'll tell you this. So, मेरे बचपन से, like as I was growing up, the most friends were male. ठीक है, like good friends. Now I've realized कि over the years, last few years, again, the conversation has entirely changed. I have few girls in my life, but they're like solid girls.
Yeah.
Anything happens before my family also, sometimes I'll just call them up and tell them, like this is happening, this is something huge is happening in my life, and I'll get the best advice. And I trust those women with all my heart. So कम मिल रहे हैं अब हम, ठीक है, because life is happening, everybody is busy. But जब भी मिल रहे हैं, it's always such a warm feeling now. Like I just met a friend before I came here, in Mumbai. I met a friend last week, and it was such a nice conversation. We just met, we just hung out together, and I was so happy. बहुत देर बाद मैं मिली उससे, about 2 years, and I was so happy because she's like a girly girl to me, that's supporting women, and she's always supporting the work I do, and she's always, and I'm always supporting her like a champion, true champion sense. So I love that about. I agree with you. I think it's good that women are changing that conversation. It's good that, because हमारी parents की generation में ना, our mothers did not have that. They had competition, they had jealousy.
Sister-in-law, sister-in-law.
Exactly.
Compare.
Comparison was the biggest issue.
Comparison was their generation, I feel, their generation's biggest issue.
I think that conversation has changed. Parents हमारे करते थे compare, मैं मानती हूँ, but we don't compare. And we are very vocal about not comparing also.
Or at least we try our best. I mean, you're still gonna have some people, you can't change the world.
Exactly.
But I feel slowly and steadily, there's more solidarity coming in women. And I really love that, because I feel like the more divided we are, the less we can achieve. And the more together we are, I feel you can genuinely achieve more.
I agree with you. I think I agree with you. Definitely. अगर आपके supporters ज़्यादा हैं, तो जब आप सक्सेसफुल होगे तो सेलिब्रेट करने वाले लोग भी ज़्यादा होंगे, शेयर करने वाले लोग भी ज़्यादा होंगे. बहुत सिंपल सा लॉजिक है. अगर आप कंपैरिजन ही कर रहे हो, तो जब आप मान लो सक्सेसफुल भी हो जाओगे, there will be nobody standing.
For sure.
So I think that is a good thing that we have people, women especially now, who are changing that conversation.
And I also like I remember a long time ago, I think a year or 2 years back, when I started Brown Boss Babes, the page and everything, I did this post about women today. And I genuinely felt like I was in a place where I see this change happening. We are no longer that old traditional stereotypical Indian women, but we're no longer just also modern and rebellious and just because we want to fight, we fight.
Yeah.
We are learning to find that balance between our culture and our modernity, between what we want in our lives and still giving to others. That balance, which I feel like somewhere it was only extreme for a long time.
Exactly. मतलब एक point पे था, girls used to believe कि नहीं यार, I am sufficient for myself.
Exactly.
वो आ गया था एक phase, but now I think I am realizing I've taken that step back and realizing कि it's not all bad. If I have somebody who's a good companion and I have that support, that's good. Rather than, just doing it all by myself. That's not something I want to do now. I would rather have the company and support of people who love me.
Absolutely.
And I think that striking that balance has been hard, क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं mind train हो गया था कि I am that independent girl, सब खुद कर सकती हूँ.
100%. Millennials growing up.
Exactly.
So obviously hyper independent. And for me, it was a classic example. I've seen my mom grow up she was a very very independent woman. She got married, obviously didn't work, and then, was a housewife all her life. And I've seen her change into this person who the house wanted her to be. And in a very patriarchal sense. So, my mom and I, subconsciously, the conversation was like, Simran, you don't be like me. Or Simran, you do what you want to do. So also the pressure or the change of like, I'm going to be modern. I'm going to live my life. I don't need a husband. I don't need anyone. I'm going to, I kind of a thing. And it's only in the recent few years that I've realized it is not about that extreme or this extreme. It's about also finding everybody needs support. There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely.
Having the right partner is important. Having the right friends is important. Having the right family balance is important.
I think when it comes to support, silently our mothers have been that support who've changed the dialogue for us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They have done this because they've seen the extreme end of it. So, चाहे उन्होंने vocalize होकर नहीं बोला है, but silently, because you and me are sitting here and doing this, that is a solid example that moms have supported that you be what you want to be.
Yeah,
me being here today recording this episode with you is the example of my life, my family, that my mom has been that person who's pushed me to this point that I can do this today. And not think twice. Not think what I'm saying, what I'm talking, because she is behind. I have that back.
The support system that you need.
I think so. Yeah, the women in my life, biggest to mama, nani ma, dadi ma, like the women I have seen growing up. My chachi, bada mama. I have like a joint family. So all the women in my house, they have this mental dialogue. And now recently my bhabhi also, she's also a big supporter of what I do, and she loves, she was very excited for me to come to this trip and everything. So I have like very supportive women in my house also. I'm just realizing like that's such a big blessing.
I think that is also such a good narrative of change, And I think somewhere when you have people supporting and women supporting each, even men supporting women, all of that creates that environment. My mom, my chachis, everybody will always be like, okay, you do what you want to do. We couldn't make choices. You can make choices. So make choices.
Make the choice.
And go pursue what you have to do. And I think that change is the biggest thing I appreciate and I applaud. And I'm sure a lot of people watching will have people at home, their mothers or their sisters or their bhabis who supported through this process.
I agree.
And I think that is what has created, this narrative. I remember recently at a function, my bhabi and I don't always talk or we're not close or anything, but we obviously have a good relationship. And she came up to me and she's like, Simran, I know we are both busy, we don't talk all the time, but I just want you to know that I really, really appreciate you and what you do and who you are.
Wow.
And I look up to you in so many ways.
Wow, that's
and she
so
had
special.
no need to do it. There was no reason to do it, but she felt that from her heart and she shared with me.
Wow.
And I was so appreciative that even I genuinely feel that about her as well. Because we are not the typical women now who are just doing what we had to do. She's doing her own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And we can support and love each other without, any jealousy or animosity or anything.
Extra pressure ki zarurat nahi hai. You just support. You
Exactly.
Just
and I felt her warmth and love.
I know. I hear you. When somebody random, a girl, girl compliments?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
That's the favorite thing. Like a girl comes up to me and tells me you're looking cute in that dress. Makes my day.
A guy tells me, I'm like,
what is your intention?
I'm like, kya chahiye? But if a girl tells me I look good in a dress,
she doesn't need to.
I'm like, girl, thank you. I trust you. I love you. And thank you. You made my day. I agree. Those are way better than boy compliments.
Oh, yes. 100%.
So guys think we dress up for them? No. We dress up for the girls who think we look cute and tell us. That's who we dress up for.
Yes. Wow.
So,
Wow, this has been a good episode. I think this has been very heartwarming. I think we felt the women love in this episode. To everybody listening, all the women out there, I think we want to wish you a very happy Women's Day. Celebrate yourself. And thank you to all the women in our lives who've supported us. And thank you to everybody who supported this podcast as well.
Absolutely. Off to women. So, so we're looking forward to the next episode. And y'all will keep listening. See ya.
Bye-bye.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Listen Up with Simran Isha. Hope you enjoyed the conversation and make sure to like and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay tuned and listen up.